The following is a Real Deal Media special report. Welcome to a Real Deal Media special report. I'm Dean Ryan. Well, you might have heard all the hoopla recently with the big, beautiful bill, which was just signed over the weekend, which has been followed by some very catastrophic so-called natural disasters in Texas. There's something more and something bigger going on. Well, once you get past the new definition, the new word of the day by Trump of the Shylock fiasco.
Think of that: no death tax, no estate tax, no going to the banks and borrowing from, in some cases, a fine banker, and in some cases, Shylocks and bad people.
Well, Dean, a big, beautiful bill, of course, it generated tremendous controversy. There seemed to be a lot of bad about it, including adding like $5.5 trillion to the budget. Elon Musk has gone after it hammer and tongs. I think that the division between Musk and Trump over the big, beautiful bill is going to be permanent. Now, the big, beautiful bill has the first $1 trillion budget for the military, really reflecting the fact that America has turned into nothing but a military-industrial complex. And the sad thing about it, Dean, is that studies have shown money spent on military doesn't have a broad multiplier effect. Unlike, say, with automobiles, where you got upholstery, leather, stereos, electronics, rubber, tires, and all that across many different industries, military equipment is so specialized that when you spend staggering amounts of money, it really doesn't benefit the economy nationwide. It only benefits the military-industrial complex. Now, there are things like you heard a lot about, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, but there are upper bounds, no tax on tips up to $25,000, for example. There are going to be some benefits for new parents. There are going to be families with children. We'll see expanded tax relief, service workers, tips, as I said, up to $25,000, car buyers. You're going to have taxes on Social Security removed. That would benefit me. Student borrowers are going to have a mix of benefits and new restrictions. Medicaid has been especially complicated because it's taking millions off of Medicaid. And it just depends on exactly who those millions are, Dean. But you can bet that this taxing is going to have vast reverberations, just as have Trump's decisions on foreign policy. I think the Democrats are in a position to do tremendous damage to the Republicans, retake their control of the House of Representatives, possibly the Senate as well. So this bill, in my opinion, is big, but it's far from beautiful.
Here are some of the details from different perspectives. The contents of the BB bill include cancellation of interest on fiat credit debt, elimination of income tax, and a return to rate-based income. The quantum access card is legally recognized for citizens' access to QFS. Also, the introduction of medbed centers that are nationally protected by RFK Jr. is a scientific advisory committee in this bill. I did not know. Now, the bill contains the authority to remove people from unelected organizations like the DOJ, CDC, and DHS. In addition, weather warfare patents, HARP, chemtrails, you name it, well, it's now being declassified. While official criticism of the WHO and WEF influence on American healthcare policy is going by the wayside, they're saying. The elites are afraid of being fully exposed. It's been weeks since we last saw Christine Lagarde after the White House attack on a Black Forest server. Schwab has never returned to Davos, and that's true. We've been waiting. And Emmanuel Macron is reportedly under trial for attacking French citizens with biological weapons. Foreign agents are moving to Washington to undermine this law, not to defend democracy. Well, there is another way to skin a bill. In this bill, as it was being passed, the Bitcoin, the crypto world, and the whole entire crypto universe has been taking major movement, something we haven't seen before. A lot of people saying this is the beginning of the reset. Some say that we're now entering Project Sandman.
Edward Snowden finally dropped it. Snowden, the Sandman Project, okay? The dollar is about to be canceled, okay? That's all dollars on the planet. That's Canadian dollar, American dollar, a Hong Kong dollar, any Australian, New Zealand. All those dollars are going to crash, right? but mainly the American petrodollar. Okay, Edward Snowden recently unveiled a secret financial war action plan. Operation Sandman is the last attack on the U.S. dollar. Over 100 countries, which have been working quietly for years, have simultaneously sparked protests against the dollar supremacy around the world. The collapse has begun, and the White House is pretending nothing is happening. The plan is very simple. Give up the dollar, break the demand, let the empire collapse. No missiles, no armies, just coordinated silence and rejection. All the BRICS nations, OPECs, and the Asian and also the global southern countries have signed on to this, okay? And they're going to do this simultaneously. They're all rejecting it at the same time. And this was triggered. Okay, so phase one was eliminate the petrodollar, no more dollars exchanged for oil. Currently, countries are trading gold, national currencies, and their state digital assets. Phase two, collapse the dollar assets. The moment that the Sandman explosion happens at full strength, the bond market is at a standstill. Okay, real estate also vaporized. It's not a collapse. It's a calculated mass shooting. No recovery, no assistance. Dollars are being deliberately assassinated.
Well, yes. Are we completing fruition of John F. Kennedy by having backed dollars finally? Because many people have called this strategy the madman theory. Well, there's something to this now, because as this is happening over the course of the weekend, we have seen an incredible travesty take place in Texas, a disaster targeted in central Texas. And like many of these other disasters, Lahana, LA, Acapulco, well, there seems to be a hidden hand here with a hidden objective, and it's hitting Texas really hard in the form of weather modification.
Requests that are coming here from the leadership on the ground are met immediately, and that we can take care of these families and take care of these folks right away. We do know the number one priority now, as fast as possible, is people.
Now look at that. Fire.
Permit man to determine the world's cloud layer and ultimately to control the weather, and he who controls the weather will control the world.
But one thing remains sure. We are headed for a financial collapse. And the banksters who want to keep the power of the dollar under the Federal Reserve and the old oligarch of old will stop at nothing to make sure that happens. So be vigilant here. Until next time, this is a special report right here at Real Deal Media. Dean Ryan signing out. Always remember to stay tuned and stay awake.